Positive handling, being picked up. Smaller dogs are more affected than bigger dogs as their owners want to pick them up quite often. This should be something you teach your dog regardless of size. At some point in your dog's life you will have to pick them up. By making it a positive experience without urgency, you're setting them up to succeed if a situation came up where you'd need to pick your dog up. Step 1. Approaching hands. Look in the description box for a link to this video. Once your dog is happy with hands approaching them and touching them, you can use 2 hands coming towards them and touching either side. You want to begin clicking when the hands approach, then when your hands touch the dog, then when they touch and stroke toward their belly, etc., until finally you can approach the dog, touch their sides, rub down to their belly, and your hands touch underneath. It is vital that you go slowly, and if the dog offers any calming signals or seems uncomfortable with this, that you go back a stage and reinforce it more before continuing. Step 2. Approach from the side. At times you will need to physically move your dog into position to pick them up properly. I will call this pushing, but you don't have to be harsh, and generally just applying pressure will do the job. Begin by clicking for putting pressure on your dog's hip, as long as he's comfortable. Move on to applying more pressure so he moves with your hand. Keep doing this until you can happily move him around and closer to your leg for the best position to pick him up. No one likes to be pushed around, so only train this for a few minutes at a time until your dog is comfortable being manipulated. Step 3. Picking up the front legs. Once your dog is happy being approached and moved into position, you can begin to lift his front legs slightly off the ground. You want to click at the height of the movement and increase the height of how high you pick him up gradually. If he has to adjust his back legs to gain his balance, wait until he has stopped moving and is comfortable before clicking. If at any time he comes away from your side, maybe to pick up a treat, move him back into position as long as he's happy to continue training, click for the movement and then continue lifting. If you have taken enough time to get your dog comfortable with being approached and handled, you should find that he accepts his front paws being lifted quite easily. If he struggles and is uncomfortable, go back to applying pressure under his chest and click for that. Step 4. Picking up the back legs. The correct way to pick up a dog is to support their chest and their bum. This way there's no pressure on organs or soft tissue and the dog is not uncomfortable. As usual, sweep your arm under his chest and lift, and have your other arm around and lift his bum. His back leg should give way and you can pick him up. For sensitive dogs, don't lift him too high. Start by having him fully off the ground and then build it up so you can stand with him. Handy tips. 1. Don't be afraid to go back a step. It takes a lot of trust for a dog to allow you to pick them up off the floor, as it's giving you full control. If at any time they show discomfort or fear of what you're doing, take it back a stage and reward for that. 2. Always click at the height of the movement. If you are pushing your dog towards you, click while there's pressure on their leg, not when you have finished. If you're lifting the front legs, click when you have picked them up, not when you're putting them down. If you're lifting the whole body, click while they're in your arms, not when you're putting them down. 3. Take it slow. If you rush any of the steps, then your dog may come to dislike the training and become fearful of being picked up. Make sure your dog is 100% happy with each step before moving on. If in doubt, do 10 more repetitions.